Hello everyone, my name is Bobmich and welcome to some more random videoness. So in the void between 3.5 and 3.6, 3.6 is obviously coming. It's on the EVO build at the minute. I can't show you some of these fantastic leaks, these things, because we're not allowed to do this obviously. My phone is rumbling. And I kind of want to stay in CIG's good books. So what is this about? So this is more kind of 3D printer shenanigans. So if you've been watching the other videos, you've seen that I printed some 3D ships and I have them out in front of me here, and I'm just going to go through a couple of them. But this is because I have decided to do something that was a bit different. So you've seen me do the 85X, so this little guy. So this is the Origin 85X. All these models are on Thingiverse. If I remember, then I'll put the link to these things in the description, because you can download them yourself if you have a 3D printer and you can do them yourself. So there's the 85X. I did have a Coke can. This'll do. So we've got a Coke can for scale, just to show you the size of these things. Don't have a banana, I apologise. And I did the Gladius as well. So I did a little Gladius on a stand, you can see. So this thing was printed in two halves. You can see it kind of divided down the middle there by my poor sanding. This guy has a stand that just fell off. And previously I've done some stuff that I've not uploaded videos of, like I did a Cyclone here. So, and this one is actually kind of modular. So the same guy who did the 85X model has done it so that you can change the modules. So you can put the turret in here, or you can do the cargo module. This is the racing one, because I was lazy and this was the easiest one to print. So this is kind of my little collection of them. And last week I did a Constellation Aquila. So you can see these have all come out quite nice. And this one's one of the better ones. So this was like multiple pieces that's all stuck together. So this is kind of like the best one so far. But the reason I'm doing this one is because I wanted to do another ship, and I've kind of started small, gotten bigger gradually. So I wanted to do something bigger, and I wasn't thinking like Idris or Javelin. First of all, because the models to find those are actually quite hard in a big scale, same with the Kraken. And secondly, because the capital ships don't interest me that much. I imagine they are quite cool to do as 3D prints when you scale them up and you can decorate them and such, but not for me. Like, I kind of like my smaller ships, and you know I'm a bit of an Origin fanboy, and I haven't really done much Origin stuff apart from the 85X. Origin ships, when they're 3D printed, they look kind of plain. So maybe the new 300i might shake that up a bit, because that's quite sleek. The 890 Jump, if we get a decent model of that, then I might do that as well. But in the meantime, a few years ago on the RSI community stuff, if you followed the community spotlight stuff on the RSI website, there was a guy called Uni-Engineer, I can't remember which one. I'll have to look it up and put the link in the description again. And he modelled, sculpted, painted, sanded, sprayed, you name it, even down to the point where if you've ever built Airfix models and you've had the little water transfers that you have to dip in a little bowl of water and then sort of glue to the side of the ship, he even did those. He did custom ones of those, and he did a reclaimer. So I thought I would have a go at this one, and the model that he used is on Thingiverse. It's free, so the exact same ship that he built you can download the model of and do yourself if you want. So I thought I'd have a go. The caveat with this is that the Gladius that I did, so this Gladius and the Constellation Aquila, so these two little guys here, are actually scaled down. So these aren't at 100% size. I think I'm actually going to do them again, because I've got another spool that I'll go to in a minute, so a different colour gold. You can see that this is quite shiny, but it's not the right kind of shine that I was looking for. It has a nice sheen when it catches the light, you can see, but when you're looking at it like so, it just looks kind of browny yellow. Is that the kind of way to describe it? So it's not a brilliant gold. It's not as good as what I thought it was going to be. Anyway, these are scaled down, so these are not 100%. If you've done 3D printing, it's easy to scale models in the software that you use, and these were done at 70%, so they're smaller than they should be. Two reasons for this. First of all is the material. So obviously you use less material if you do them at smaller scales. But secondly is time. 3D printing takes a long time, and to do each half of the Gladius here. So I'm kind of holding it a bit squiffy, but top half you can see there and bottom half separated by that line. Both of those took 9 hours, so that thing took about 18 hours to print. This one probably took, this is done in about 10 different bits because it's each engine, 2 halves of the ship, which you might be able to see, it might focus on there, you can just see the line, and the missile booms. So that was done in lots of little different bits. Focus camera, there we go. This was done in lots of little different bits, and this took the better part of 30 hours roughly to build, and that's still with these scaled down, so these are smaller. The reclaimer in the description of the model that the Uni Engineer put on, Uni Engineer, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, the size of this ship when it's finished was 19 inches long. That doesn't sound very big until you start printing it. So to save material and save time, I shrunk it again. I shrunk it down to 70% scale like I did with the rest of them. And this is a failed print that I'm about to show you. This went wrong. But this was to be the front 2/3 of an Aegis reclaimer. So you can see there's the butt end where the giant wasp arse as such would be, and this is the front end. So you can just see the sort of bits where the turret would go here, and there's the bit with the gravity that you can stand on if you stand on the outside of one of these things. There's the underside without the claw and everything, and this failed. So you can see here at the top it was printing like this, so layers were building up like this, and my the screw that levels the gantry and makes it go upwards was binding, so essentially it was trying to print the same layer over and over and over and over on this bit. It wasn't going higher. That's why it went wrong. So this is 70% scale, and yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, but on the plus side it was a good test run. This is the new gold colour, so this was just a gold for the Gladius and such. This is what's called an antique silk gold, so you can see it's very shiny all over because it's this silk description they give it, but it's a more weathered, almost burnished kind of gold, and I think it's perfect for these kind of ships. So whilst I was happy with this looks a lot better, so I'm hoping you guys think as well when I do this thing. So this was a learning experience, and even though this is the bit that's gone wrong, if I put this up to the camera and it focuses, because it probably won't, you can see that there's lots of little plasticky bits hanging off the side there. On the top in this grate here you can see that there's lots of little plasticky bits. Because I'd shrunk it down, the support material that it uses to build it had all gotten stuck and welded and fused to the inside. So I thought, this is the failed one and it's broken, and even if I just set this to print again, these scraggly bits on the inside would happen again, so it's kind of pointless. So I thought I may as well sod it and go whole hog, and I said that the full size scale of this thing was 19 inches, which doesn't sound that big. Let me show you what I have just finished printing and made up from this. So I'll be back in a minute. So back, and right, 70% scale. To make it easier on my 3D printer, I cut this in half to make it print. This, which is a failed print, took 17 hours to print because of the layer of the print I was doing, which is 0.12 millimeters. So 1/12 of a millimeter to make this build up. So 17 hours on a failed print. This is 100% scale. So to give you a comparison, failed bit, worky bit. This is as big as this is finished and well, almost finished and failed. So here we've got the completed, assembled, well, apart from the turrets and things which I have to print later, business end of a Aegis reclaimer. So this is going to be the project for the better part of a week or such going forward. This still needs to be tidied up a little bit because there's still a few little scraggly bits, but nothing near like there was on there, and this has actually come out really clean and nice, and as you can see it's very shiny and very pretty, and it even has all its like communication aerials and everything on it, so I'm very happy with this. So I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing how I get on with this, because I had put on some discords that I was trying to do the reclaimer, and that this was printing. I was putting like progress pictures up and it broke, so I'm sorry for that, but you get to see the end result now, which is this one, and I'm actually really happy with this. So this is the first piece of hopefully a multi-part puzzle for a big reclaimer model that's going to be 19 inches long, which is something along the lines of like that. So it's going to be like a foot and a half long, and then the engines and everything on the side is wide with the base so it can stand. And I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I honestly don't. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in my office at work or if I'm going to put it on my desk here at home. We shall see. But I wanted to do it because why not? So I hope you enjoyed that. So thank you for watching and following my 3D print shenanigans. 3.6 is obviously just right around the corner. The stuff, if you've looked at the leaks, because they are there, 3.6 is looking very promising. There's so much cool stuff in it, and I don't even mean ship-wise this time. There's like the new truck stops, which can have the ability for the big ships when they get put into dock. There's jurisdictions now, so like the you can get crime stats and things like that. It's almost like Grand Theft Auto. There is VTOL landing, so ships will engage in a hover mode now. So like you'll finally see the little fans in the Constellation, the turbo fans it uses to land, and there's so much cool stuff. I really shouldn't be even talking about it, obviously, because it's still all in Evocati right now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting it into the first wave of PTU and showing you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you maybe with a bit more of this thing when I've built it, or maybe with some 3.6 stuff next time. I'll see you then.